CockFM Radio. It's all about you.
A very lovely to you this beautiful Wednesday morning. Today, the third day in the month of May 2023. And it's good to be back again doing a review of the big stories on the cover of our national dailies. My name is Olufemi Peters. And in a moment, we're going to be looking at what the big stories are on the cover of our national dailies. Today, we're looking at the Punch, the Vanguard, the Guardian, Nigerian Tribune, Daily Trust, Business Day, Daily Independent, and of course, The Nation newspaper. We're going to be starting off with the Punch newspaper today, Wednesday, May 3rd, 2023. Big story on the Punch today. Tinubu's victory. Legal battle begins Monday as tribunal hears petitions. APC expresses readiness, says it is aware of hearing date. PDP Atiku will emerge victorious, legal team tells Nigerians. That's the cover story on today's edition of the Punch newspaper. That story is on page 2. Now, other stories here on the Punch. Evacuated Nigerians stranded at Egypt border. Gbajabiamila others probe. 792 Nigerians abducted in first quarter. That's a report. Ogurep-elect activist clash in traffic over broken car mirror. I have delivered on change agenda, says Buhari. External debt. Federal government deducts 78 billion naira from state allocations. Controversial Adamawa wreck detained, insist Binani won poll. Deadly noodles. NAFDAC takes probe to factories, markets. If you want to read more about those stories, get a copy of the Punch newspaper today. Now moving on to the Vanguard newspaper. No regrets declaring Binani winner, says Adamawa wreck. Police arrest, greet him in Abuja. Investigations continue. Other officials fingered under interrogation. I didn't collect 2 billion naira bribe, Yunusa Ari says bribe allegation, social media hype. That is the cover story of the Vanguard newspaper today, and it's on page 5. Now let's look at some other interesting soft stories on the Vanguard. Ekweremadu tempered justice with mercy. Reps ECOWAS Parliament urge UK government. Sudan second batch of Nigerian evacuees arrive Port Sudan. NSIA launches 2 companies to deliver healthcare plan. Buhari OK's partial exclusion of finance ministry from TSA. Zenith Bank's shareholders approve 100.47 billion naira dividend. World Press Freedom Day. NGE tasks incoming government on safety of journalists. Oshibajo, symbol of national unity, says Buhari, Gowon, governors and others. Now we'll take a look at the Guardian newspaper today. Senate presidency negotiations, intense lobbying among contenders as NWC meets. That is the cover story of the Vanguard, and that story is on page 6. Let's give you a rundown of some of the stories on the cover of The Guardian today. CBN places 7,552 account holders on BVN watch list. 7 years on, Enugu government transfers diagnostic center to NSIA. Sudan crisis, lawmakers summon Onyema Dabiri, Neymar officials. Crisis rocks Abia Assembly as members impeach Speaker. Fintiri hails arrest of fleeing Adamawa wreck 2 weeks after. Tinubu's $10.8 million London mansion buying property under investigation risky, lawyers say. And now Nigerian Tribune today says Adama wreck in police custody, other fingered officials under interrogation. That is the big story on the cover of the Nigerian Tribune today, and this story is on page 3. And now today's Daily Trust edition. Senate presidency, Akpabio Yari scramble for PDP senators. Opposition reps select, meet, strategize to produce speaker. APC NWC meets today. You'll find that story on page 4. It is the major story on today's edition of Daily Trust newspaper. Business Day newspaper. The major story says cash-starved startups hunt revenues to woo investors. Cash-starved startups hunt revenues to woo investors. That's the big story on Business Day. And now Daily Independent, the big story says, I've delivered on the change I promised Nigerians. As according to Buhari, President Muhammadu Buhari is saying that he has delivered on the change he promised Nigerians. Says we've upgraded our military into force of global reckoning. That is the major story on today's edition of Daily Independent newspaper. And now let's give you some other stories on the Daily Independent today. Finally, police arrest Adamawa State Rec Yunusa Ari. Rec says he has no regrets announcing Binani as Adamawa governor. Drama as 2 speakers emerge in Abia Assembly. Will pursue a petition to a logical conclusion that, according to Peter Obi, Senate considers uniform retirement age for judicial officers. Zenith Bank delights shareholders, pays 100.47 billion dividend. NLC bars flights to Imo over disruption of May Day activities. Bajabiamila summons Onyema Dabiri Erewa over stranded Nigerians. Ekredi Madu. Reps appeal to UK to temper justice with mercy. And now moving on to the Nation newspaper, the last newspaper we're going to be reviewing this morning. The cover story is saying Adamawa police quiz detain wreck INEC commissioners. Adamawa police quiz detain wreck INEC commissioners. Yunusa Ari gives self up at force headquarters. Says, I have no regrets. First batch of Nigerians expected from Sudan today. NSIA launches firm to deliver healthcare expansion plans. Zenith Bank's shareholders get 100.47 naira dividend. Obi admits making phone call to Oyedepo. 57.4 million BVNs linked to bank accounts. Those are the other stories on the cover of the Nation newspaper today. Of course, that's how we call it a wrap on today's edition of the Headliners on CockFM Radio. Till we come your way again, stay glued listening to your darling station, CockFM Radio Shagam. I remain your host, Olufemi Peters. For more info and updates, visit our social media platforms via CockFM Radio Live on Facebook, CockFM on Twitter, CockFM Radio Live on Instagram, and CockFM Radio Live on YouTube. I want to thank you for listening. To enjoy the rest of your day.
Cock FM Radio. It's all about you.